I can't help with creating explicit sexual content like that. If you want the closest, safe, YouTube-appropriate alternative, I can write a powerful, psychology-driven motivational speech about intimacy, emotional bonding, trust, attachment, and how women experience closeness when they feel safe, respected, and chosen in the same calm, authoritative, therapeutic style you're aiming for without graphic sexual detail. Here are a few strong raw frame title options that keep the impact without crossing the line. Women feel when they feel safe and chosen. What happens to a woman when she feels deeply connected? The psychology of female bonding and intimacy, why emotional safety changes everything for a woman. What real intimacy does to the female mind. I can deliver approximately 4,000 words. Raw text only, no headings. Motivational plus psychological depth, YouTube-ready pacing and language. Focus on attachment, oxytocin, vulnerability, trust, self-worth, and emotional aftermath. Say the word and tell me which title you want, and I'll write the full speech immediately. Yeah. Emotional safety is present. Something profound happens inside a woman's psychological world. Her nervous system shifts out of defense and into openness. That shift matters more than people realize because a guarded mind cannot bond deeply. Safety is what allows meaning to emerge. When a woman feels chosen rather than merely wanted, her attention moves from self-protection to connection. She begins to relax into the experience, and that relaxation is not weakness. It is trust earned through consistency, presence, and restraint. This is where attachment forms not through intensity alone, but through reliability over time. From a psychological standpoint, safety signals predictability. Predictability tells the mind that the future is not a threat. And when the future feels stable, the present becomes emotionally rich. A woman does not attach because of excitement alone. She attaches because her subconscious detects coherence between words, actions, and intent. When those align, the experience imprints. It becomes part of her internal narrative about what closeness means and what she deserves. Philosophically, this speaks to something deeper about human connection. We do not bond to chaos. We bond to order that has room for warmth. Emotional safety is structured compassion. It is strength that does not need to dominate and confidence that does not need to rush. When a man offers that, he is not just creating attraction, he is shaping meaning. And meaning is what sustains attachment long after the moment has passed. This is why emotional responsibility matters. Every interaction leaves a psychological footprint. If you want to create connection that elevates rather than confuses, you must become someone whose presence calms rather than destabilizes. The question then is simple but demanding. Are you someone whose closeness feels safe enough to last? When closeness is offered without responsibility, it does not simply vanish once the moment ends. Psychologically, human beings are not designed to experience intimacy as a disposable event. The mind searches for meaning, for continuity, for a story that explains why something mattered. Women in particular tend to process connection internally, replaying the emotional context and asking what it revealed about trust, value, and intention. When there's no follow-through, no clarity, no grounding sense of care, the experience does not resolve. It lingers as emotional residue. From a clinical perspective, unresolved intimacy creates cognitive dissonance. The body experienced closeness, but the mind cannot integrate it into a coherent narrative. That gap produces confusion, self-doubt, and sometimes self-blame. Not because the woman is weak, but because the human psyche is meaning-oriented. We suffer not from pain alone, but from pain that lacks explanation. When emotional responsibility is absent, the unanswered questions become the burden. Philosophically, this points to a moral reality we often avoid. To invite someone into closeness is to take part in shaping their inner world, even temporarily. That carries ethical weight. Intimacy is not just an act, it is an influence. When it is treated carelessly, it destabilizes rather than strengthens. True confidence does not seek connection without considering its impact. Real strength accepts the responsibility that comes with access to another person's vulnerability. This is where character reveals itself. A man who understands the emotional consequences of closeness moves differently. He communicates clearly, acts deliberately, and does not confuse desire with entitlement. He leaves people more grounded than he found them. If you want your presence to be remembered with respect rather than regret, then choose responsibility over impulse. Because the deepest mark you leave on another person is not what you took in the moment, but how whole they felt afterward.